Hey guys, what is up? This is Cody, or xCodeh. How's it going today? Hopefully everybody watching this video is having yourself a snazzy day. Let me know where you're watching the video from in the comments down below. On today's video, I have a life story about the time that me and a bunch of friends got caught smoking on a school field trip. And you know, saying that sentence out of my mouth, it just reminds me of how much a delinquent jabroni I used to be. So hopefully you'll enjoy, alright? I feel like the one good thing that's come out of all of this crazy stuff that I've done in my life is these videos, you know, making you guys entertained. So hopefully you enjoy. Leave a like, alright? The story took place my freshman year in high school. So it was probably 2012, 2011, around that time period. I was about 13, 14 years old. I'd just really gotten into smoking. That's all I wanted to do at that point. I remember it was like, I could go to school, but then I could just skip and smoke. That was my thought process a lot of the time. Especially then, dude. Freshman year was just like a free-for-all of fun for me. Not much learning. And for all the OG people, what's up? How's it going? You would remember that when I was in high school, I was actually in, I don't like calling it a special ed program because it was really just like a room where they took all the delinquents, all of just the bad kids that would never do homework, that would always get suspended, skip class, that kind of thing. They just put them all in one room. So the rest of the school doesn't have to see us, that kind of thing. I was in one of those, and being in this room with all of the other bad kids in the school, they'd always be doing stuff. They'd always be getting in trouble, influencing me to have a good time. You know what I mean? Like, it was fun. I'm not gonna lie. It was really fun. Was it a learning experience? Was it school? No. I mean, yes, it was. I still learned a little bit, but it was a lot less work than the rest of the school, because they knew we weren't going to do it. And it was getting towards the end of the year, and they were trying to figure out a school field trip for us, because once a year, you usually go on a field trip, right? Is that normal? Yeah, like once a year, you go somewhere cool. But then they were thinking, like, these kids, we can't just take them anywhere. So they decided on a corn maze, a local farm, because there's a bunch of farms around where I live. And this one farm had a really dope corn maze. Every year in the fall, they have a pretty sick corn maze, and I don't know why I'm making it sound so cool. It's just a corn maze. You ever been through one? I went through a corn maze when I was a kid. I got Lyme disease. A tick. There's a tick in the corn maze. The day comes, we get all our permission slips signed to go to this corn maze. Very dangerous, okay? We needed this permission slip. We are straight up liabilities at this point, you know? Like, this is life or death situation. This is such a small class of kids that we actually drive over to this corn maze in our teachers' cars, which was kind of weird. I drove in the dean of students' car. And honestly, I think this whole school field trip is kind of stupid, pointless. I was not really having a good time. I was just kind of there, waiting for the end of the day to come so I could go home and make videos for you guys. I remember we got to the farm. The farmers, like, told us a little bit about the farm, what they do there, and a bunch of stuff nobody paid attention to. I kind of feel bad, honestly. They're really nice people, man. And I feel even worse for what happens next. So we go over to the corn maze, and I have two friends there. They were like the older kids. They were like juniors at the time, I think, so they had 1 year left. I think they were about 17 years old, and I was like 13, so, you know, there's an age difference there. They were always into getting in trouble. They would always be skipping school, just doing all the stuff that I wanted to do. I kind of looked up to them in a sense, because I thought that they were cool, because they'd always get in trouble, that kind of stuff. I was a freshman, okay? Okay. So when we got to this corn maze, I saw them, like, just talking to each other real quiet, like, yeah, let's do this, yeah. And I knew something was happening. I knew something was going down. None of the other teachers, none of the other kids knew anything. And it's at the moment the teacher says, all right, meet you on the other side of the corn maze, they just start running. They start running like their lives depend on it. They're going through the corn maze, just going straight through, no path, dude, just straight through. And then, I think to myself, I'm like, why are they doing this? You know, why could they possibly be running through? You know, it's a corn maze. It's fun. Why don't you just go through it? And I was like, oh. They're smoking. So I'm fucking running after them. Dude, I'm running after them as fast as I could. I was, you know, at that point, I was like, damn, about to get Lyme disease again, because I'm going through the corn, so it's going all over my clothes, all over my skin. So I'm thinking there's ticks all over me. And I finally get to the end of this corn maze. It takes me like 5 minutes of running through straight corn. And I see them, you know, just hitting this little corn cob pipe, or their little wooden pipe. It was either a corn cob or a wooden pipe. It was like one of those disposable ones you get at a gas station. They were just sitting there hitting it. And I walk over there like, yo, let me get a hit, yo. And they were like, no. And they just wouldn't let me hit it, okay? Listen. I was an underclassman, all right? But guess what happens after that? As they decline my request to get a hit, one of the teachers comes by, and it's not like we just got caught. Comes up with his phone, walking up, hey, gotcha. And the dude's smoking. He's taking a hit. He's like, oh, sorry, just smoking some weed over here. He literally just outright admitted it. Just straight up. No lies. He didn't even try. He didn't give a fuck. He was just like, nope, smoking some weed. Sorry, dude. And it was all over from there. It was all ogre. Okay, the rest of the dean of the students showed up. The rest of the teachers showed up. And they were like kind of walking us around the corn maze. And then we started to go a little bit faster, you know, a little bit of distance between these teachers. Okay, we got a little bit of distance. They popped out some cigs. I took out a cig because I had one like half crumpled in my pocket. I felt like I was cool as fuck. The dean of students behind me. I'm sitting there smoking. All right, we weren't on school property or anything, but I was like, yeah, I'm cool. And immediately when we got back to the school, they were questioning everybody, you know, interrogation style, trying to figure out whose it was, where it happened, why it happened, why were they doing it? Why were they smoking weed on a school field trip? And this is what happened. So they brought me into the room and they asked me if I had smoked, if I had done anything. And I'm like, oh, of course not. I would never do that. They believed me. They believed me, dude. I'm sure you're wondering what happened to them. That's even better. Okay, I'm gonna get to a volcano vaporizer bag in a second too. Don't let me forget, okay? So they got brought into separate rooms, interrogated, and they both had the game plan down pat. Because they both said they didn't have anything. They both said they weren't smoking, even though they were on video camera doing it. They both got suspended, out of school suspension for about a week. One of the people that was there smoking was a girl, so she just hid all the weed in her bra. Can't search there. So they got away with it, and they actually just kind of, since they got out of school suspension, they walked across the street to the spot we used to always go smoke, and they smoked the rest of the weed, and that was their day. I remember they actually had a lot of fun on the out of school suspension. From what I remember, they said it was just like a vacation, you know? Just a vacation. So let me get to this volcano bag. Wake and bake, dude. I wanted to get this video done just to make sure I didn't like lose my train of thought and ramble too much. I mean, I probably did, but leave a like. Make sure I'm still recording, huh? It's for the good old times. Fucking good, okay? Let me know in the comments down below if you guys have any school stories about getting suspended or hopefully not smoking at school. Don't be doing that, all right? And I'm not trying to preach to you, you know? Okay, listen. I've had a lot of friends get arrested at school for weed. That shit, it's not fun. You get put on probation for like a year or two, and then you smoke weed on probation, then you get thrown in juvie. It's not a good time. Just leave it for after school, bruh. So I'm glad I didn't get in trouble. Because that would have sucked. I was pretty young. I would have just got suspended, actually. It wouldn't have even been a big deal, to be real with you. I really could care less at that point. Like I said, freshman year was just a free-for-all of fun for me. It wasn't what school was supposed to be. You know, I didn't go there. I mean, like, kind of, for like half of freshman year I did. That was like one of the only years of high school I actually kind of cared towards the end, just because I wanted to pass. I didn't want to stay back. I think that's, like, the last 3 months of school is when I kicked it into gear, but the rest was just fun. I had quite the weird high school situation, man. My freshman year was so fun, man, because like the program I was in, we had fun Fridays, where we would get pizza and not have to do any schoolwork the whole day. Sometimes they'd even bring us Subway, dude. It was lit. They canceled that before the end of the year, especially after this school field trip, dude. They banned school field trips from the whole program until the whole class graduated. Like literally 3 or 4 years, we didn't have one field trip because of this, but wake and bake is definitely achieved. Okay, this is not a Casey Neistat video. Let's get out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the story of the time that me and a bunch of friends got caught smoking at school. I never got in trouble for the cigarette. I just thought of that, you know? I smoked in front of the dean and he was like, Cody, you're gonna get in trouble, but he never got me in trouble. He was a cool guy though. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Stay high, stay lifted. Follow my cat on Instagram. Do it, okay? It's not optional. If you watch the videos, you have to follow him. You don't have to, but you should. All right, he just hit 40,000, dude. He's got more clout than I do at this point. Thank you for watching. Stay high, stay lifted, and stay snazzy. Peace. Hey guys, first of all, thank you for watching the entire video. You're helping my channel grow, giving me that watch time. Second of all, I had a viewer hit me up on Discord who's in a super unfortunate situation. He actually has a cat that got into an accident and needs a surgery with a pretty hefty vet bill. And I feel for him, man. I really couldn't imagine being in this position, so I thought the least I could do was put his GoFundMe in the description and mention it in the end of my video. If that's something you're not interested in, that's completely okay with me, but if anybody's interested in helping out, there'll be a link in the description for more information. Thank you very much for watching my video. Have yourself a great day.